Okay, so I have worked at probably 24, 25 different restaurants, which is a lot because I can't keep a job because I'm awesome like that. Whoop, whoop. And at every single one of those restaurants where alcohol is served, I've had to take an incredibly long alcohol service test to learn about how to check someone's ID, when someone's drunk, blah, blah, blah. You have to figure out, like, you have to look at an ID to see if it's expired, to see if it's been tampered with. You see if the face matches a picture. If the lining on the ID has all been messed with, you're not allowed to take it, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Okay, so I do not check IDs when I serve alcohol, and I will tell you why. Number one, I don't agree with the law that states that you have to be 21 years old to drink. Okay, if you are old enough to enlist in the military, if you're old enough to go overseas and take a bullet in the fucking face for your government, then you're old enough to have a beer. Our government needs to figure out at what age someone is an adult and then allow all adult decisions to be made at that age. So if you're an adult at 18, if you can vote at 18, you should be allowed to drink, take part in a contract, rent a car, anything like that. Any adult decisions should be made at the point of 18. Figure out when you're an adult and then make your adult decisions. And 18 is the proper age to be considered an adult because that's when you're out of high school. That's when you can leave your parents' house and live on your own without being, emancipated or anything like that. So that's one reason I don't check IDs. Number two is it is not my fucking job to uphold a law I don't agree with. I'm not a police officer. I don't work for the government. I will never work for the government. It is not my job to make sure you are old enough to drink. It is my job to bring you the drink. If you order it, if you want to lie about your age, if you want to say you're 21 when you're not, if you want to put yourself in jeopardy of going to jail, that's on you. I don't care. I'll still bring you the drink, but I shouldn't have to take responsibility for the fact that you don't really want to follow the law. Even though the law is bullshit, I'll give you that. The only thing I will ask you is if you sit in my section, if I'm a server, is if you're 21 to make sure that you don't work for the Alcohol Commission so I don't go to jail, so I don't have to pay a fine, and all that good stuff. So if I ask you if you're 21 and you say, yes, you don't work for ABC, you can't lie, I'm going to bring you a drink. So I will never check IDs. So if you ever see me working in a restaurant again, let's hope that doesn't happen. But if for some reason I do and you're under 21 and you want a drink, come sit in my section. I will give you one. If you see me walking down the road and you want a pack of beer and you're not 21, I will buy you one. Because I think that if you're over the age of 18, you should be able to drink. Now, if you're 16 or 17, unless I'm related to you, I'm not going to buy you alcohol because that's your parents' decision. If you're 15 years old and your mom and dad says it's okay for you to drink, guess what? You can drink because that's your parents' responsibility to figure out when you're old enough to drink. Now, if you're really young, like 4 or 5, and your parents are like, yeah, pop open a brewski, then maybe we should step in a little bit and be like, okay, this isn't right. But if you're old enough to have a beer and not turn into a raging alcoholic or get obliterated drunk and get behind a car and kill a bunch of people, then you're old enough to drink. So that is just me saying why I will never check IDs, why I think that being 21 and being old enough to drink is bullshit, and that I absolutely, under the current standards, support underage drinking, and I will allow you to drink anything you want if you come and sit in my section as long as you're 18 and over. So that's me saying I support drinking and, of course, daytime drinking. As always, this is Abby with my political rant.